Alright, so greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and today I'm back in Lancaster County, and a place I've been to a number of times, Chickies Rock County Park. There's a number of trails here. The trail I'm hiking right now is called the Northwest River Trail. It's a trail I've been working on for the past number of years that goes right through this park and quite a distance along the Susquehanna River here. I've seen it change over the years. The main reason I'm here though is because I'm meeting up with some people on a trail up above called Chickies Rock Overlook. I'm not sure if I'll film that or not. It's not YouTube related friends. It's part of my other life, my teaching aspect of my life, some of those people. So I thought I'd come here early and hike down here as well. But there are a number of interesting historical things along this trail. There's some cool legends as well. There's like a little mini Sasquatch that patrols this area, I guess you could say. The Alda Witch, or the Apple Snitch he's called. We'll talk about him. But there's a railroad tunnel up here. There's an old iron furnace. Kind of curious to see that again. I haven't seen an iron furnace for a couple of years. But anyway, I'm gonna quit talking here and then I'll pack up and get hiking down this trail. There's some road traffic right here at this location, but as you go further into the park, that goes away. So I have, like I said before, I've been here a number of times, made videos of some of the things here, but in this video I'm just gonna kind of put it all together in one video. Nice place to come if you do live in this area. Anyway, let's get going. So this is what the trail looks like. Looks like a beautiful autumn day, and it still is autumn. I think today is November 25th, almost Thanksgiving. Of course, you won't see this video till sometime in December. There's always a backlog to my videos. I parked way up there towards Marietta, but right off the bat here is some history. There was a old mansion out here. You could pause this if you want to read some of these things on here. I'm not going to read them all for you. But down here, there was an old, cool house, big old mansion. As you can see, there's really nothing left. I think one time I did go down there a little bit, explore a little bit, just didn't really find a whole lot. But I don't really have the time today. I think there are some little holes and things out there. Maybe we'll look at it a little bit, we'll see. Yeah, but even from up here you can see a few relics. There's some kind of a water pipe down there. But most of the holes that I saw earlier are all covered up with leaves right now, it looks like. Alright, so I'm going to quick venture down here a little bit. There are holes. I want to watch where I put my feet here. But here you can see remnants of something. Some stone-lined pit down in here. Not really sure what this was for, but it's all kinds of stuff like that down here. Alright, but we're going to get back up on trail here. Just up a little bit further is this huge, massive rock formation. That's where the overlook is at. That's where I'm going to be later today, but this rock is called Chickies Rock. That's what the park is named after. Down here somewhere is the remains of an old Native American rock shelter as well. I think I did make a video about that once. Not much to see with it anymore because I think it's been altered over the years. But I think yeah, it's right down here. Yeah, right down there. So we'll go down there quick, take a look at it. Yeah, last time I was here, someone was actually doing some rock climbing here. Yeah, not me. Yeah, it doesn't look like much anymore because I think it's been filled in over the years. Especially down here, because there is over here on the other side of the trail, there's a railroad and there's also remains of an old canal. And this even here was built up, so I think over the years this spot has changed quite dramatically. But there used to be a shelter here, Native American rock shelter. You still kind of see it. And in the past, this shelter was excavated. If I remember correctly, they found the remains of an old bark canoe down here and some other artifacts, so they know the Native Americans were using it. But that doesn't look like not a whole lot to see anymore these days, but I'm thinking it's been changed over the years, like I said. But it's still a cool spot along this trail. If you see it, that's what it's here. It's old rock shelter. Well, you definitely could hang out in here, even today. Get out of the rain, nice place to sleep. So maybe it hasn't been altered over the years. Now that I'm getting in here, I just bumped my head. Now I'm getting in here, you could. It is sheltered under here. All right, cool little spot. And here's another view of that rock formation, Chickies Rock. They don't really want you climbing it. They have signs telling you not to climb it. Because even just recently, some rocks came loose and fell down. But like I said, there is an overlook up top there. I'll be up there earlier today. Well, later today, I mean. All right, let's keep going. And there is no hunting in this park, so you don't have to worry about that or any other safety issues related with that. And right up here is a whole other set of ruins that deal more with the industrial aspect of what used to happen along here. You can see them right off the bank here. See some neat stonework back there. And some more concrete looking things. And as far as what these remains are, there were there's quite a bit of an iron industry down here, right along the river. A number of iron furnaces. I think there are a number of quarries down here too, because places where they were quarrying out rock and stuff. Whole number of industries right here along the river. That's what kind of some of these remains are. I'm not going to go exploring up in there too much today, because I'm kind of on a time constraint, because I need to be somewhere else at 2 o'clock. But I have explored up there in the past. There's a lot more like foundations and stuff. All right. And down here you have another set of ruins off here in the trees, just down from where we were. Cool old stone structures. I think there once used to be a huge building all along here that went back to the other ruins. Down further on the trail, I think there is one of those little kiosks or information things that has pictures of what it used to look like down here, so we might get a view of that. And I just want to caution you too as well. Different times I've been here, I've seen signs warning you to stay on the trail. And I haven't seen any, I'm not seeing any right now. So if you do come here and decide to walk up in amongst those ruins, just be aware that someone may accost you or stop you from being up there. I'm not seeing any of those signs right now, but I've only just started to hike. So just be aware of that. And up there are some more ruins. Just up here is a tiny little set of ruins. Let's go check these out quick. Looks like the remains of a little house almost. Have the old window there. Right there, those ruins. There's a little trail here. I don't think I've ever been up there. Not sure if there's anything up there or not, but up here is ruins of another building, which I think, if I remember correctly, was an office building for some of the iron furnaces down here, and down along here is where a lot of the workers lived. They do have a little informational thing here. Yeah, you can kind of see what it used to look like down here, all those buildings. Of course, you can pause the video if you want to read some of that.
Yeah, so back here is where the office was for the furnace, the iron furnace. That's some really awesome stonework there. Let's get on the other side. And the workers lived back here too. You can kind of see foundations all along here. And in the back there as well. And we have some graffiti over here, but not a lot. Of course, back there is where the office building was, but you can see it just goes on and on. And this is where the workers lived. I guess there was like a series of houses back here, or maybe not really houses, but like just like a living quarters. Continued on even back that way. Stonework. There's lots to see back here. Alright, let's get back on trail. Along the right side of the trail for most of the time is another piece of history. This is the remains of what they call the Pennsylvania Canal. They would carry a lot of goods along the Susquehanna River. Of course, the iron furnaces would have used this to haul their what they call pig iron to markets elsewhere. So that's why those furnaces were right along here, because of the canal. Yeah, here's one of those signs. Please stay on trail. Well, we haven't been doing that too much. But up here is another huge flat area up in there. I think there was a whole other series of buildings up here at one time. I was up there in the past. I think you'll just see some more concrete foundations up there. I'm not going to go up there right now, but you do see there's a trail that goes up there. So that's why they put the sign right there, because people do go up there. But let's talk about another story about this place. The Alba Witch, or the Apple Snitch. So several years ago when I was here, I made a video about the Alba Witch, some creature. It's not a witch. It's Pennsylvania German for apple snitch. I guess if you say apple snitch 20 times in a row, you might say Alba Witch. But I think Alba Witch is the what they call the Pennsylvania Dutch or the Pennsylvania German name for the apple snitch. Pennsylvania Dutch is Pennsylvania German. It comes from the word Deutsch, which is German, but if you say Deutsch real fast, a couple times you end up saying Dutch. So when people hear Pennsylvania speak Pennsylvania Dutch, it's not actually Dutch, it's German. And many people here in this part of Pennsylvania still speak Pennsylvania Dutch, or Pennsylvania German. A lot of the Mennonite and Amish still do. My parents could speak it a little bit when they were younger, I think. Well, my dad could, I think. But my grandparents, my mom's side, would speak it. I remember being over at their house when I was young, and I had no idea what they were saying. But anyway, getting off topic here, but the apple snitch is supposed to be like a little mini-sized Sasquatch, Bigfoot type creature. He's not dangerous, but he's called an apple snitch because supposedly he would, when people would come here in the past for little picnics and stuff, he would steal their apples and food from them, so he became known as the apple snitch. Supposedly he lives in the trees and watches hikers and picnickers and people like that as they walk by, and sneaks down and takes their food. So I do have food in my pack, but I don't think we will see an apple snitch today. But that is one of the legends that surrounds this place. And supposedly it goes back to Native American times. They had stories about him here as well. Whether that's true or not, I couldn't really find any resources that said that was true, but just a neat little story. If you bring your kids here, you could tell them to watch out for the apple snitch. All right. And we are approaching the tunnel, which is not too far ahead. So that's a cool little piece of history. It's called the Point Rock Railroad Tunnel. It's not a very long one, because as always, the ruins of the canal are on your right here. Beautiful day out here, though. A lot of people ride bike out here as well, because this trail goes on quite a ways in either direction, so it's a great place to ride your bike. Yeah, right up ahead, there it is, the railroad tunnel. And as you can see, like I said, it's not a long one. You can already see through the other end of it. It kind of goes through this little rock that juts out towards the river. I think that's why it's called the Point Rock Railroad Tunnel. So why did they build a tunnel if the railroad is over there? Where that railroad is now, there used to not be any land over there. They added a bunch of fill here along the river so they could avoid this tunnel as the railroad went. I think there's two tracks over there, or three. There was not enough room for this tunnel. But they had to put this tunnel here because right next to it was the Pennsylvania Canal, so there was no room for the railroad back then. Until later years, like I said, they added a bunch of fill and ground to expand the land out that way. So the modern railroad goes now around this rock jutting out. Anyway, just a little bit of history. Well, let's go in. It's short, but any tunnel is cool. And there's water dripping from the ceiling. All right, pretty awesome. There's looking back at the other end of it. All right, then just up here past the tunnel might be my favorite thing back here, although the tunnel is pretty cool, is the remains of the St. Charles iron furnace. I have not been here for a number of years. First time I was here, this trail was not even here. Not at all. So they've made a lot of improvements here. Kind of curious to see how the old furnace looks, or if it's still standing at least even. And it does start getting noisy again at this end. That's the Route 30 bridge over the Susquehanna River. And up that way is Columbia. So the traffic noise picks up here at this end of the trail again. You'll see a lot of railroad stuff over here as well. Stacks of railroad rails there. And the old furnace is still here. I can see the remains of it right up there. It's good to see an old friend still standing. Some remains of it back there even. Yeah, check this thing out. It's huge. Never get tired of seeing it. And like I said, the first time I came here, this trail was not here at all. This was all, you know, this right here looked like this and that. I actually climbed down from the mountain up there, the hill, climbed down here to get to it. So it's really much more accessible now than it was first time I came here. But you know we're going inside to take a look. Awesome inside here. Alright, so now it's time to take you inside. Here we go. Wow. All little arched openings. It's really neat in here. And I do like to show that footage of me walking into these places or walking up to ruins. I know some people ask you, why do you video yourself, you know, walking into places like that? It's called B-roll footage, so some people call it in YouTube world. But one thing I like about it is that it gives perspective. You know, and sometimes it's hard to gauge how big some of the ruins are that I'm showing you, but when I walk up to them and walk inside of them, when you see that like third person perspective of me walking into them, you get a better picture of how big some of these places are, instead of just me taking you with me while I'm holding the camera. If that makes any sense, it just gives a different perspective. That's why I like to do it. Because even when I watch the clips at home, when I see myself compared to like this ruin, it's like, wow, that place is pretty big. So that's one reason why I do that. Yeah, so this was an old iron furnace. It would have been taller at one time than it is now. And there would also have been an inner lining or an inner section. It's hard to explain. I mean, you have this outer stone section, but there would have been a gap between the stone section and another brick section that would have gone around the whole place. And inside there is where the furnace, where the fire was, that melted the iron ore down to pig iron. And these openings here were for air circulation because the fire would need oxygen. It's kind of hard to picture it if you it's kind of hard to picture it if you haven't seen one that's in more complete shape than this one is. This one's a little beat up. Sorry about the light there, it gets kind of dark and then bright. It's just with the camera adjusting. But still neat structure. And this is one of those places too that's kind of has a special place in my heart, because when I first started exploring and filming, this is another one of those places that I was like, wow, you know, there's still stuff like this out here to find. But like I said, when I first found it, it was not as accessible as it is now. You had to hike through a bunch of brush and stuff to find it, but now it's much more accessible. All right, I'm gonna take a few pictures in here, and then we'll head back the other way, because I guess I gotta meet some other people at about an hour or maybe half an hour. I haven't looked at the clock recently. I might have to get going pretty quick here. Alright, so I am going to end this video here. You know, all these places I visited, I have made videos of in the past. Some of them may not have been some of the best videos because it was back when I was first filming, but maybe in the future I'll make some videos of these individual places again. But today was just kind of like a brief little overview of what's along this trail. Like I said, I'm kind of limited for time. I do have to hustle back to the Jeep and drive up to the top rooms just to meet everybody else in a little bit. So I didn't really have time today to do a lot of filming of each individual place. Alright, so Anyway, it's a beautiful place to come hiking or biking here, right along the Susquehanna River, Chickies Rock County Park. All right, I gotta get going. So thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting my channel, and I'll see you around.